Hello, hey guys, me Young Leo here. Today I am going to show you guys uh do some demonstrate. You guys can see here I'm doing some cutting here. Want to show you guys how to actually choose the right size of fog lights that that you want to install onto a car. So today I am cutting out um, trying to find out the right size fog lights that I'm going to buy to install onto my 98 Mitsubishi Eclipse car. And this is about the basically, what I'm doing here is cutting um, some papers here. So basically, this is the the nearest um, proper way if you want to find out exactly uh, what size of fog lights that will fit and looks right onto the front of your car is by doing this technique. Okay, you have to like cut out each size to measure and and tape it on to your car's front grille to check out if this is the right size of the fog light that you wanted before you buy a pair of brand new fog lights or whatever fog light you decide to buy. So I come up with a this is a really good technique. Um, First, you need some of this tool to do some cutting to get the right size circle. So you know which size of fog light that it fit in your vehicle and you want it. Um, what kind of fog light you want and all. So basically, I'll just go by here for you guys is you need some scissors, pencils, and especially a compass because when you draw in a perfect circle, it's not easy, guys. You really need a compass or buy you one of those uh, example circle from online or somewhere. I don't know. I couldn't really find that, so I have to draw and make my own perfectly circle by using the compass here. If you guys don't have a compass, I guess you're out of luck, or trying to at least have a ruler because with a ruler you can at least measure and see how many inch of fog light you needed. But even with a ruler, if you, let's say for instance, if you want to measure um, a 3-inch circle diameter, you can't really use a ruler like that. You can use a ruler to like measure like the 3-inch long of the circle, like from middle to middle. But like this here, you can measure from here with a ruler from here to here, 3-inch. But you can't really draw a perfectly circle of a 3-inch circle. So that's like real hard to do. So, but you really need to somehow find out to cut an example circle, you know, to measure on your car to see if how many inch of fog light will fit your car perfectly that you like, on the appearance that you want to see. Hey, this fog light will looks good on my car, like a 2.5 or either 3-inch fog light circle, or 3.5. So you can't really, draw a perfectly circle with just one ruler. You would need a compass, or you need some of the circle example paper or whatever that they sell online. You can use that as a guide. I use this as a guide, and I make my own circle. I draw and cut my own circle. So the first thing I'll show you, get into detail here, is pretty much simple, and it's just take a little bit of patience and time for you to do this. If you don't have patience and time, you want to give up and you just like forget it. I'm gonna choose me like a 2.5 or a 3-inch or 3.5-inch fog light on eBay or online or somewhere and just buy it and install it into my car. Yes, you can do that. feel free to do it. No hezzy. You just pick whatever side you want. Because usually when they sell fog lights online, not like not the original fog light. Okay, I'm not using the original OEM fog light for that year model of Eclipse. I do have a pair, but I will install that pair um, onto my 99 Eclipse convertible, and I'll show you how the original OEM 90 for that year model um, Eclipse headlights. I'm gonna show you how it looks like. Okay, basically it looks like this. Okay, so that's how big it is, and I already measured the diagram circle. It's 2.5 inch. Yeah, this is the original fog light for that year model Eclipse. Okay, so it's a 2.5, but you can go a 3 or 3.5. It really doesn't matter because at this point right now, I don't know about like if you have original Eclipse body kits front bumper, then it's probably fit well with 2.5. But with my 98, the black 98 Eclipse that I have, it has a body kits, and that body kits is it has a bigger hole. It's a bigger place where you can place the fog lights, so it can fit from either 2.5 to 3.5 or 4 inch or 5 inch. It's pretty big place where I can install a fog light onto that body kits. So, but I decided to pick the right size for that body kits for my 98, the black 98 Eclipse. I'm thinking about choosing a size 3 inches. Okay, 3-inch fog light. That's what I like. I like the fitness of it all around my car and body. I already tested out, but today I'm going to show you guys how I'm testing it out by doing all this work here and find out the right fog light size that I'm going to install into my 98 Eclipse. Okay, so that's what I'm going to choose. I'm going to choose a 3-inch fog light. Okay, so I need to cut me at the beginning. I was cutting some example, like I'll cut out uh two circle of 2.5 inch circle and test it out onto my car, and cut out two 3-inch circle and test out into my car, use some tape and all that, and I'll show you later. And I'll cut out a 3.5 inch circle for the example of the 3.5 inch fog light. So here I have already done a couple. Well, I've done a lot too. Like before I've done this, I cut out like 2.5, 2.5 to like 5 inch. Using you can use any newspaper or whatever and just cut it like this for an example. Before I did this, but I did it wrong because the way I measure it makes the circle so uneven, and it's not the right exact inches that I needed, because I was using the compass too, but it wasn't right because of my hand when I didn't get used to the compass, and it got bigger or smaller and just make the circle mess up the circle. So that's why I've done a lot before. You got to do some practicing too to make the right, to draw a right circle and cut out a right circle, guys, the perfect circle. You have to you have to have a good hand to cut it. And I messed up a lot. Like I thought it was right, but it's not. For example, like this one right here, 2.5 inch. Well, what it says, yeah, it says 2.5 inch that I wrote down and cut and measure and all that. But really, this is like a 3 inch, guys. If I measure to my ruler, this is like over 3 inch, guys. I mean, that's crazy. Like how did I even draw and cut out in 3.5 when I measured 2.5. And I was like, oh, I must have done something wrong with my compass. Like I move around with something. So I tossed all those, all these older one, and I keep drawing, keep making my circle perfectly. So you have to have a steady hand. Like you got to know how to control the compass so the compass won't slide out and in and out. Just you know just gotta, you don't want to hold it too tight either, because that will mess up. You want to hold it gently, like You can feel it where it'll just roll the circle by not, having these things fall apart and mess up the circle. It's gotta make a steady circle, draw a steady circle, like not so it'll not move around and all. So let me get into details how I did my circle, how I draw my perfectly circle. I just did it this morning. I did first. I did some example like 2.5 here and a 3-inch circle and 3.5, but it wasn't perfectly, like it's a little bit messed out. Like it was a little bit smaller, I guess. Yeah, this time it was a little bit smaller, so I had to like adjust my compass right. Now about the compass, adjust like how many inches it's right for you to draw a certain circle inches. Okay, so for example, I'll give you an example here. Let's say I decided to want to cut out a 3-inch circle because that's what I want to install is a 3-inch fog lights. So I'm gonna tell you all about it. Okay, so just forget about the 2.5 and all this, the old work that I did. Let's focus on this because this is the right circle that I did. Okay, I cut it right, I measured right, and it came out perfectly right. So I'm gonna show you how I did it. Now this is a 3-inch circle paper that I cut out from this paper. You need some paper like this. And how you gonna get a 3-inch diameter circle is like this. First of all, I'll use a ruler, set it down, and measure up 3 inches. See that? 3 inches. Make sure, okay, make sure you see 3 inch, and then you just go ahead and use a compass. Get your compass. You see the compass, it has like these inches and centimeter. Like this side, it'll use a centimeter. See that? And this side, I don't know if focus. I need to focus. Yeah. So this side is use the inches. See, this side use the inches, and this side is use a centimeter. Now, you don't know what to use. Like, yeah, of course you're gonna use the inches, but the inches is not right, guys, because I put for inches. You don't want to put 3 inches, because 3 inches will be too big. Okay, you want to go down to like 1.5 to get a 3-inch circle. But really, it's not even 1.5. It's like 1. You know why? Because it's kind of tricky. If you put it at 1.5, it'll draw a circle bigger than a 3-inch. Because you like double the size, because it's got to be 1.5 so you can draw a 3-inch circle. But really, it's even lesser than that. It's like I couldn't even use the centimeter or the inches looking at the canvas. Okay, forget about the canvas measurement. Okay, um, measure how you gonna get 3-inch circle is like this. So when you draw a circle with a compass, you expand out half of whatever it is, right? So you need to measure the compass from needle to pencil is 1.5. Okay, I got a little bit smaller than 1.5 right here. Okay, now that's 1.5 right there. Let's get a little bit bigger. Okay, yeah, that's about it. Measure it from needle to pencil, 1.5. That is how you're gonna draw a 3-inch circle. Exactly, perfectly a 3-inch circle from this compass. Okay, so that's how I get my 3-inch circle. It's by measure 1.5 from needle to pencil on this ruler here, 1.5. Then I'll double that. That'll be a 3. So how I double is when I draw a circle, it'll double the size for me to a 3-inch. So that is how I got my 3-inch diameter circle. Okay, I know this video take kind of long just to tell you guys this, but I have to tell you guys from the beginning. Some people will be like, well, I can make this video less than 5 minutes. Yes, but not a lot of people are gonna understand if you don't break it down for some people. Some people need to break it down for them to understand. I mean, I get it. Some of you guys out there, a lot of you guys out there are smart and all that. You don't need to explain or anything. You just do it. But hey, this is my video. I am making the video to help people that doesn't know how to do things. So, you know, if you check out my video, you think this is something so simple you don't need to watch, you can move on. Sorry, you can move on, or watch another videos. But if you like my video, you guys, if you guys like my video, you should, uh, respect my videos. Already by now, you should like the videos and subscribe and put some positive comments or something that you want, okay? But like, please leave appropriate comments. Now, this video is going to be a longer video because I am going to go out there to measure the circle for my to measure this thing on my car, and then I'm gonna buy the fog light and install it on. So this whole video about installing the fog light is gonna be long, okay guys, and this is just the beginning. All right, so now that is how I am. Well, I don't know why I'm telling you guys all this, but just want to tell you guys that uh some people does need to break it down and for them to understand, okay? So it's my it's my channel, so I post whatever I want to post to help people. This is helping people too, and not a lot of people do it this way, because if you don't do it this way, you get everything wrong. Now I know a lot of you say like, hey man, all this fog light out there these days, now all they sell is 2.5, 3, and 3.5, most likely. They're gonna sell those sizes. But you don't know. Your car might not look good with a fog light of 2.5 inches than a 3.5 inches, right? Or maybe some people likes to hook up their sport car with a 4 inch or 5 inch fog lights. You never know. I mean, even though 4 or 5 inch fog light might look kind of ghetto, like too big for a small sport car. But that's why I go with a 3 inch. 3 inch is the exact perfectly fit for a sport car. Now 2.5 is the right size because most of them is 2.5. I'll go with a 3 just because I have a body kits. That's why I put a 3. That's why I want a 3 inch fog light onto my body kits. And it doesn't look that big either. And I'll let you guys see it once I cut it out and tape it on to the front of my body kits. Okay. So that's basically it. That's how I cut my 3 inch circle perfectly. And I'm gonna cut the second one because I you do need two on both sides when you to tape it on to a body kit. I'm gonna tape on both sides so it can see better. If you tape on one side, you only see one side of the car. You know, you want to see both sides so you can compare, see if this look good on your car or not. So the next thing after I cut it out, simply just cut a small piece of tape. Like I've done some right here already. I tested this morning, but this circle is smaller, so I'm gonna disregard this. But just cut out tape like this, and I'm gonna tape this onto my body kits, the hole where I want to install the fog lights. Now I'll show you how to do all that, and I'll let you see it once I get out the car. Okay? So that's it for the paper and the cutting of the perfectly circle. Okay? Now you can, after cutting out the two of the circle here, 3 inch, cut it out and then use tape and go out to your car and tape on two sides of the front body kits and see how it looks like. Just like, you're installing a real fog light. But this is just for example, okay? See what side of the fog light will look nice on your car, okay? So I see you again in a minute. I'm gonna go outside the car and test it and let you see it too, all right? And then I'll talk about the whole process of ordering the 3 inch fog light that I'm going to order. I already pick out, I already know um, which fog light I'm going to order online. I already got something in mind and I'm going to order it after this. And I'll show you guys the whole process and the whole videos on how to install the 3 inch uh, aftermarket fog lights onto my 98 Eclipse. All right, stick around, guys.